Although this resident was a notorious escape artist, he hasn't left Crown Hill since he was buried here in 1934. John Dillinger loved fast women and fast cars. Ultimately betrayed by a lady in red, his wild life of crime ended in a hail of bullets when the FBI gunned him down in the street. John Dillinger grew up in a typical Indianapolis middle-class neighborhood, where his father ran a successful grocery store. As a teenager, Dillinger became the leader of his own gang. After several run-ins with the law, he ran away and joined the Navy. 5 months later, he went AWOL and embarked on a career in crime. Things didn't start well. He got caught during his very first stick-up. Barely out of his teens, Dillinger was sentenced to 10 to 20 years for armed robbery. He then settled into a pattern that he would repeat for the rest of his turbulent life when he escaped from prison and returned to his criminal ways. Back on the streets, Dillinger made a significant decision to rob banks rather than people. It was the depths of the Depression, and banks were seen as villains. Many of the banks had failed, taking people's life savings with them. Others foreclosed on homes, farms, and small businesses. So when Dillinger and his gang started robbing them, the public cheered them on. Over the course of several robberies, the gang got away with over $200,000, a veritable fortune in the 1930s. Cornered at one point by the police, Dillinger killed Officer William O'Malley in a shootout. He was quickly arrested and taken to what was billed as an escape-proof prison to await trial. In February of 1934, Dillinger busted out, using the sheriff's vehicle as his getaway car. As soon as he crossed the state line, however, he became a federal fugitive. The FBI leapt into action. Its director, J. Edgar Hoover, labeled Dillinger public enemy number 1 and assigned a special task force to hunt him down.
No clue, no matter how seemingly unimportant, can be overlooked.
The FBI tailed Dillinger and his gang to a Wisconsin resort. But an early morning raid on the gangsters backfired. 2 people, including an FBI agent, were killed. Amidst all the gunfire and confusion, once again, Dillinger got away. He was on the run again, but with the death of a federal agent, now there was a price on his head. Being the target of one of the largest manhunts in American history didn't seem to faze the cocky criminal one bit. Dillinger was so confident he wouldn't get caught that he took in a couple of Chicago Cubs baseball games. The handsome Dillinger was also known as a dashing ladies' man, but it was a scarlet woman who would eventually prove to be his downfall. When he met Anna Sage, a local prostitute, Dillinger didn't know she had already cut a deal to turn him into the cops. Dillinger got a kick out of watching gangster movies, and one evening took Sage along as his date. When she and Dillinger left the theater, the FBI and local police were waiting. As Dillinger went for his gun, they unleashed a barrage of gunfire. Within moments, his bullet-riddled body lay lifeless on the street. The FBI's public enemy number 1 was dead. Still enormously popular with the public, a large crowd followed Dillinger's body to the morgue. It's estimated that 15,000 people filed past his body before it was taken to the funeral home and then to Crown Hill. Even Dillinger's father cashed in on his son's notoriety by going on a speaking tour. John Dillinger was a career criminal who captured the public's imagination during trying times. While the FBI saw him as a public menace, ordinary people saw him as a folk hero.